Tube Nation out here with another video of trying to figure out where the Manusnak Brook ran through here in the town of Fitchburg off of New Manusnak Road. I am off the side of the hill near my residence, but I find something very peculiar about this place. And even though, as we have a mound of wall over here, I do see water that way, and I haven't been down here much. Got the pug out. Teddy pug's out. But I've noticed that they've been cleaning up a lot out back here. There was mounds of all along there, the pussy willow, cattails they call them. And as you can see in front of me, this used to be covered with it, all right in there. And I mean, they've done a good long strip of cutting it. I'll show you in a minute. But all along this though, these rocks, as you can see, are in a straight line. I mean, this is nuts. And I do find rocks with peat moss on it, meaning that these rocks were at one time underwater. As you can see here, peat moss started growing, but it didn't finish. Now I'm trying to figure out what else gets me is that this stone wall right here literally goes all the way down along this ridge of this hill. So I wish I could find out what really was around this area. But as you can see, as I walk on, here's a rock right here, peat moss, meaning that this was all water at one point. And I don't mean no swamp area. It had to have been Manusnak Brook, as they claim. As you can see, all this is what you would see in a brook or even a river. So I mean, it's literally, as you can see, the mound stops over there, up there, goes into the wall almost, comes down here, and it's literally just comes out in a pattern. And it's like there's nothing else over there. It's like, I don't know if this was like I can't say a swim hole or something. More peat moss right here. Dead tree from, I'm sure, the rotting after the water left. But it all comes out to this. And like I said, it's a perfect form of a line, as you can see, going up. So that leads me to believe that this brook was at least this wide or even wider. And as you can see out here, there's some more waters. Even right there, it looks like running water still. It's not completely dried up, but I'm sure it never will get dried up. But I just don't understand. I just need to find out what this is. I mean, as you can see, it all goes right up. And it's just, even here, you got a stack of rocks. This is probably what would stack up with running water. And it must have gotten real good and running back in the olden days. Back in the 1600s when the Indians were around here. So, I mean, that's really leading me to believe that, yeah, and as you can see, I mean, if you go out in this direction, or even in beyond these trees, I mean, you will run into another huge divot type ditch that looked like the Manusnak River ran from Cogshell Park or somewhere. Like I said, before they built South Street going up, which is the roads right up here Past these buildings, you got your churches that are there. You got your, right here is the commerce, chambers of commerce. And like I said, they must have cut off this brook due to building that road going into South Street of Fitchburg. And I mean, now what is left is this. But this was a huge goddamn brook, if you ask me, because if you can, like I said, you can see the rocks here piled up, and that's due to river or brook, and like I said, that strange form of rocks. I'm about to wonder, I can't say if it was man-made, but I'm about to wonder if the Indians placed them rocks there so they can walk out to the brook, like to here, and to fish. I'm about to wonder if this Meadowbrook condos, I'm about to wonder if this was a meadow at one time due to them calling it Meadowbrook. Indians, I'm putting good money on it that this might have been an Indian dwelling too. So as you can see, all along, like I said, this ridge, rock line, it's all built. There's no way them rocks could have been, placed there, or even let alone, made there. I mean, it's all grass. I mean, there's rock. It just looks like it was man-made. So I don't know if maybe the English did it, maybe, or even the Indians, but it looks like a property line type thing, and this thing just all together gets me. I ain't never seen nothing like that, in that form. At that, I ain't never seen something in my lifetime. I've hung around a lot of brooks and rivers. I mean, I've seen rocks through brooks and rivers to walk through, like this that I'm standing on. You got them spread it out, but never packed. Now, I don't know. I don't know if maybe when they built these power lines that this was done like that, or maybe if they built these power lines that they put a pile of rocks there too. But like I said, they got peat moss on them, so that means they were underwater, and that means that they were there before these power lines. So I mean, maybe they did build this little wall when they opened up Meadowbrook or whatnot, or before, or whatever, with the power lines. But I have to dig further into this. But if I'm right, though, and that is maybe a dwelling of rocks that the Indians come out on to fish. I mean, they would have been in the water too, but it'd be easier to catch the fishes, because the rivers, like I say, and if you read them up in some articles, they do say, and I mean, it's all in ancient books of history, that the Indians used to live mostly by the rivers because of the salmon and the fish, and they'd always be catching them throughout the summer. So how big this brook was, I could just imagine what they were doing down around here. And like I said, in that King Philip War, they followed, the river to here, up in this area, and I think they might have crossed this meadow, and that's why I'm bringing it up, and crossed maybe through this because of the brook, or even followed the brook where it leads up here on South Street and then cuts across, and you'll see another big, huge place where water flows very small like this, but it's right across the street where this one gets cut off and starts right after the road that cuts down this way with the steep hill. I forget the name of the street, but it's at the end of the power lines here, and if you drive down that hill, a steep hill, you'll see the power lines and the entrance to it that you can get to come out here. But I'm telling you, I think this might have been another Indian dwelling, or even just a main crossing that they traveled through to get to Mount Wachusett. And I'm starting to really, before, like I said, all this was covered like that with the pussy willow cattail things. All was up in here, and I did try walking out here one summer 2 years ago, and I freaking got it all into this good old swamp mop, feet wet. But then also, if you drive down Winoosknock Road, you'll see a little brook, and I think that might have been the ending, or maybe it rolled down the hill that they covered up, and that's why they shut this whole brook down, because they were making the roads or whatever. So, whatever it may be, Winoosknock Road is the name after the Winoosknock Brook. And as you can see, it ran right to Winoosknock. And that's, of course, an Indian name. But I'm thinking this had to have been a main traveling area, right straight on through the Mount Wachusett, up through Cogshell and everything. I'm starting to get these vibes and stuff from this. And the more I can see the land and more I see stuff like this, it's like, wow, what am I really stumbling on? And like I said, the peat moss, you can see the rocks. I mean, some of them, they must have had peat moss on it, but it dried up and fell off. A couple of them rocks I showed you last of that probably have the surviving peat moss until it gets washed away or something. But as you can, I can see it clear up here, all the rocks being green and everything, but I just never seen this type of form. And the wall, like I said, whatever they did and made here, it's just fucking nuts. Stumbling on what I try and get to the Fitchburg Historical Society, but there is a guy that was supposed to get to me, but he never did. They said he knows a lot about this Indian War of what I'm doing, and he ain't helping me too much. And the Historical Society ain't got much information on it either, but yet they did a lot of crossing out into this town that I'm finding out. It's fucking nuts. Just like I said, them John Fitch mine articles I found all claim that the King Philip War passed through here up on Rollstone Hill, and I'm for damn sure that this was their main route somewhere along the lines here, because of the brook, the river, Nashua leading up to the brook. But I'm still hunting on this, still getting it going, trying to find more and more every day. And now that this is all cleared out, it's just freaking me out that, yeah, this could be main course, main traveling area. But many more videos to come. Until the next one, YouTube Nation out.